I didn't really see any hiccups because I wasn't focusing on her particularly. My focus was, anyway, she got back from Poland and I was very vocal with my opinion. Very against narrative. It's very against what a lot of TikTok influencers would put out there. A flack for that, and I guess some supporters messaged Julia to come on my live, and I offered her to tell her side of the story, and things, the rest is history.
Oh, you feeling better now, Julia?
So it's probably
you
around
okay
April.
Yeah, but I know Shana is my best friend because I always can calm her, and she knows everything about me, every single memory. She's the witness of everything. Actually, she's the one who I trust the most, and I just obviously that's my friend. And yeah, so I just wanted to say, yeah, I feel better. I can talk. Okay, so I want to say that there was altars there made from like gray stones where children were SA, and I remember. I mean, I was actually speaking about this memory before a little bit on part 2, but I wanted to like say a little bit. Okay, I know I should start from like the beginning. Okay, actually, can I speak about something that is a little bit less stressful? Maybe not less stressful.
Yes,
But,
of course.
okay, but it's just, I mean, okay, maybe not less stressful, but maybe I should start from the beginning, and it will be maybe better for me then. Okay, so I remember sitting on the sofa with letter K, and I remember being in front of a man. Can I really do this, you know?
Yes,
Julia,
you can.
just take a minute. You go.
I'm trying. No,
Pretend
I'm
like
just
you're
trying,
telling
but
me.
I'm scared of. I mean,
You're doing amazing. There's nothing to be afraid of.
okay. In
You
front
know
of G, in front of G, I will use letter. In front of G, and I remember. And you can say I cannot remember. I do remember. I do remember words, something like that. You have to help your parents. It's the only way to help your parents, and you have to help your parents, and just sits like within my mind, and yeah, and I remember being in the garden as well, a garden where I was with a few other children, and I remember playing Ring a Ring a Roses with them, and I remember that we played with the ball, we threw the ball to each other, and I remember that once the ball like went out from the garden, and I asked blonde hair woman, easier to say like this, if I can, like, I wanted to bring the ball that went out from the garden, and I didn't listen to her, and I went to bring the ball. Just like a positive memory. I just wanted to like comfort myself a little bit with something positive. I remember. Okay, going to the worst part. Okay, I have to say it because I feel it's very important. Okay, when I was in the room, I remember being in the. Okay, there were 2 beds. I was speaking about this on part 2, as far as I remember, but not in details, as far as I remember. Okay, so there were 2 single beds, and one single bed was closer to the window, and I remember that I was on this bed, laying down on this bed that was closer to the window, and as I said in part 2, I remember that I was SA there by someone, and I remember that it was a moment when it was dark, and the blonde hair woman came to the bedroom, and as I said in part 2, I remember that she said, "She loves me, she'll find me." Then I remember that someone gave me through the window, as I said before, to someone. I remember that the person who took me was slim, had tan skin, and I remember that he had dark hair, and I remember that he took me diagonally to the car, and I remember that I was going back to the room. I remember that I was injected by something that made me like paralyzed. I remember that I couldn't move and that I couldn't say anything and shout anything. But the most important thing is that I remember the round moon. It looked like full moon, so I was kind of mindful of what was happening because I remembered the round moon that night. So yeah, I didn't say it before on part 2, I think. Okay, and then I remember, as I said in part 2, that I was in a car in the back seats, gray and black seats. And I remember that then the person who put me there went away for a moment. I don't know how long the moment was. And then I remember being put into something that was in my size, like a box, or I don't know what was that, but I was like close there. Sorry. And then I remember being in the car again. I don't know if it was the same car. I was laying down on the back seat. And I remember that the car suddenly stopped. I remember that there was a small light from the road, so it was like the lamp on the road. And I remember after that, when the car stopped, I don't remember anything until being on the ground. Okay.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. So the first underground place I remember was underground, as I said. I was there sitting at the edge, and I only remember from this one place that one man came to the underground and came to me, gave me his hand, and said, "Katie or Caitlin, I don't remember exactly, we have to go," something like that. And I wasn't like scared of him at all. I just gave him my hand and we went out and we were on the beach.
Just take a minute, Julia. Got this. All right, nothing but love and support in the side chat, as you can see. Well, how do you feel when you see? Do you feel like this is when you do you feel like when Julia's doing this on lives? Are you ever worried, Sheena, when you see just how much it affects her? It really. It's only. I mean, I ask her if she wants to continue so often, so that I know that she's here for herself. And it really. How do you feel when you see this? Because it's hard. It's hard to watch.
It's hard to watch. It's hard to hear. It's hard to process. She's so strong.
Yeah.
I know that she has to do this, and by talking about, it is hard. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And it's vivid detail. It's quite detailed, you know. When she takes time like this, she's just gathering and grounding herself, and
oh yeah, for
she'll
sure.
pick back.
No, absolutely.
She'll stop if it gets too much.
Yeah. No, I fully trust her in, you know, how much she can handle and her taking herself through this. I think what she's saying needs to be heard. I think that when people and children are put into situations like this, they have no choice. And it's often our unwillingness to acknowledge the darkness that keeps things in the dark, if that makes sense. Julia, welcome back. How are you?
I'm fine. Before I was to talk again about memories, I wanna say something. So I wanna ask you like a question.
Okay.
If I'm just Julia, like some people say, what would be the first thing that the media would do when Madeline would be found? Because I truly believe that the first thing that mainstream media would do is to cover up the case because it's money laundering. When money will stop, they don't want it. So I just want to say it just as a reminder. And just to change subject for like a second, because I'm like, yeah, okay, give me like 1 second, okay? Because I
Yeah, that's okay, Julia.
So there's a whole industry around the McCann case. That's what Julia's saying. The media industry, the police industry, you know, it's something that they've spent. How many millions have they been spent on that case now? I can't remember. It's just
14 to 16, something mad like that.
That's a lot of contracts, a lot of work being created for people, a lot of jobs being created. And when a case is closed, all that ends. Gravy train ends.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Okay.
I want to say regarding the name Katie or Caitlin. I remember the woman in the basement. From the last like memory that came back to me, like the last basement that I think was the last, but I personally, after connecting these pieces, I think this is just one large underground place with just some parts that I thought are just different basements, but I personally think that it's just one large place. Yeah, because, and I will explain why it makes sense. I mean, why I think like that. But let me say what I want to say. So I remember GM, the woman, not the man, the woman. I remember that I was sitting next to the floor, next to the wall. I was sitting on the floor next to the wall, and I remember that I was crying a lot. I remember that I was like shouting, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, louder, 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 daddy, daddy, mommy, louder," and louder and louder and louder. And I remember that GM came like very close to me, and she like put like her hand on my mouth, trying to like silence me somehow, I think. And I remember, sorry, I'm just hugging my feet. And I remember that there were the two other men came close to her and close to me, and they were trying to help her to take me to the altar, to this, I mean, what I called it always small table in a child size, but the truth is it looks like just like an altar. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, more, and they were all in a row. I remember a Gian woman who, like, as a first person from what I remember, called me Katie or Caitlin. And I remember sorry.
Okay, Julia. Doing great.
I remember how much I cried there, how much I didn't want to go there. And just to clarify, Katie Keeling, the new name I got there.
Guys, I'm going to talk to the next guest, but this is so important. Just keep this going for as long as you want, Julia.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, just carry on, Julia. Are you okay, first of all? I don't want to keep asking you. I'm sorry I keep asking you.
I'm okay. No, don't worry. I'm just trying to, be strong.
You're doing amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, okay. So going back to the altars and everything. So I remember that the girls, I only remember girls from this place, children, girls, and I remember that we were all inside there, and these disgusting people, monsters, actually they don't deserve calling them humans, were like, it was like a ritual, I would say, because they were changing girls, however it sounds. They were like, I will not go into more details regarding this. Yeah, but I want to say that when I remember a moment when they were her SA girls, including me, and I remember that in this moment there were people standing in the in the place, sorry sorry, people standing close to the altars. They were wearing black thing, not trousers or whatever. It was I don't know, just black thing with I don't know how it's called in English.
Like
you have hoodie, hoodies or this.
Like a robe.
Yeah, I mean like a hat from Switzerland.
Yeah,
like a cape.
A hood.
Like a hood on a cape thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope you know what I mean, because it's not important actually what they were wearing, but yeah, I'm just trying to, I don't know, just trying to give my story out.
Oh, you're nailing it. You're doing a great job.
And I remember that they were basically, and again, you can say, oh, how can you remember this? How can you say it? You're a liar, fake, whatever. I want to say I truly don't care about haters anymore. I'm trying to not care. Yeah, I just want to say it. Okay, so I would say they were saying repeatedly the same sentence. Actually, 2 sentences. All the time we were essay there. They were repeatedly saying, let them take her, let us take her, let them take her, let us take her, let them take her, let us take her, and all the time. And then they were choosing one girl, and I remember Mark, you don't need to share my PayPal when I speak about memories, or you don't have to, because I don't want people to think that I'm just speaking my truth because of PayPal.
Oh yeah, no, Julia's not asked us to put anything up. I'm just
I didn't.
Yeah, no, you definitely don't. Just to be clear, at no point has Julia really, apart from that one situation we all, you know, you guys were so able to help liberate her from. Julia's never asked for anything, so it's actually just the mods that are throwing it out there. So I didn't mean to overstep by sharing that, Julia. Apologies.
Don't worry. I just wanted to like say clarify. Okay, so when they were choosing a girl, one girl, and then I remember being with Veronica, girl who I befriended there. I don't think I mentioned her name on part 2, but there was 1 second because
I think the dog was started to run amok. Hopefully that's
yeah, Papi was trying to bite my cat. Okay, so I don't think I mentioned her name on part 2, but I was speaking about her. Śmika, przestań. Sorry for all the noises.
Hey, listen, it's a spaniel. Okay, they're going to have their zoomies when they choose to do their zoomies. They're going to